Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay, and we're reviewing Darkman.
It tells the story of a scientist who is basically wanting to create a skin thing where it's going to be able to go to burn victims and things like that. That's what he's working on. He's dating a lawyer. She uncovers a plot by this corporation that's in league with this bad gangster guy, and she's going to expose it. And poor Peyton gets caught up in that shit and gets his ass rocketeered in the fucking ocean after they blow up his lab.
When he gets blown up, somehow the hospital finds him, and they're showing him off to these people, and they're like, well, now because his nerve endings or whatever the reason was, some crazy scientific reason that probably makes no sense, they can stab him in the leg. And when she stabbed him in the leg, I was like, you bitch.
I know.
That's not cool at all. You can stab him in the leg, do whatever you want. He doesn't feel pain, but instead of pain, all his other senses are heightened. So all of his anger, all the emotion comes out physically, and he can do extraordinary shit.
Yeah, she said something about the adrenaline runs unchecked through his body, giving him augmented strength. I've never seen a hospital that gave that much of a shit about homeless people. I mean, it would make more sense if she was doing, like, they were saying, like, you know, it was experimentation. Like, he was in a science lab, and they were just doing this because nobody cared about these people, rather than they're putting hundreds of thousands of dollars of technology into these people. This is directed by Sam Raimi also, which you can definitely tell it's Sam Raimi-ish the entire movie. It's like the bad guys in this is like Dick Tracy, but it's like RoboCop, Dick Tracy, and a little bit of, I don't know, Batman or the Shadow or something mixed into whole this thing. I didn't know this. Sam Raimi had actually tried to acquire the rights of the Shadow and Batman after getting turned down. He said, fuck it, I'm going to make my own superhero, and you get this. And you can definitely tell. It's got that early 90s flavor of the superhero movies, and I loved it. I thought it was one of the cooler things about it. Like, I think it's got that weird fucking vicious kind of grittiness that is cool as hell. Like,
it's got some noir to it, but it's also got, it's basically, hey, the dude that directed Evil Dead had a little bit more money and made a superhero movie, and boom, you got it right there. I didn't know that either. I read that too, and I just figured that this was like one of those obscure comic books.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, yeah.
But Sam Raimi actually created this guy, and they had shit tons of problems with the script and stuff like that. Joel and Ethan Coen actually helped do some uncredited script rewrites to it, but the whole thing is that this movie is like you said, it's got Sam Raimi all over it, and that's what makes it so special. Is it over the top? Fuck yeah. Is it cheesy as shit?
Yeah,
Fuck
but in a fun way.
But that's what you love about it. That's what you absolutely love about it.
It's like Raimi was just having fun with the superhero movie. He was like, I want to make my own guy. I want to make him wear a trench coat, have burn shit, and say weird fucking off the wall stuff, and go crazy. And that's what I want to do. And like you can see that's what he exactly. This is before he was forced in like the studio Spider-Man stuff, where you had to like go within like confines of what they're saying to do. And he was just having fun. I know that they said somewhere that the script writing was hell. Like Universal was not sold on this idea. They really wanted this shit to be nailed down flat, because he's like, I want to make a superhero movie. They were like, okay, we need all the nitty gritty details. And he's like, no, I'm sure it was hell for him. But at the same time, he got a movie made that I think, and it was proven that he wanted Bruce Campbell to be it, and you can obviously tell this was written for Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Like even Liam Neeson's an amazing actor. I love Liam Neeson in this movie, but you can obviously tell there are elements of the character that Bruce Campbell would have flourished in if he'd been there. Because it does feel like you mentioned off camera as Evil Dead 2. Like I can definitely see Evil Dead 2 in a lot of it.
Oh shit, yeah! Like the way he does his cameras. When I'm watching a Sam Raimi movie, it's weird because you can't tell if it's like accidental genius or if he's actually just like really that talented. He's talented, sure, but like he does these weird things that are kind of cheesy and they're kind of cheap looking, but it adds this fun feel to it. And when you're watching this, all I could think was, God damn, could you imagine if Sam Raimi got to direct Batman Forever? How much more badass that movie would have been?
It'd been funny, it'd been over the top, it'd been gritty, it'd been all these things, and it would have been something that the studio would have hated.
It'd have been good cheesy and not shit cheesy.
But the studio would have hated it. They would have never allowed Sam Raimi to do. That's why they didn't want Tim Burton to come back to do Superman. They didn't. They just thought that weirdness isn't going to work. But here's the thing about Darkman. I think Darkman is an underrated movie for sure. I think that it's one of my. I've seen it several times since I was a kid, and I even bought Darkman 2 and 3. The thing about Liam Neeson's character and the way that Liam Neeson portrays Peyton in this movie, a lot of people had an issue with it. They're like, they don't understand, is he supposed to be fucking weird and over the top after he gets burned up? And I was like, yeah, exactly. He's supposed to be like when he's talking to Julie, his girlfriend in it, and we are talking about it, she's a bitch.
We'll get to that, yeah.
But he's like, I just want everything to be okay, and he's just really over dramatic. They're like, oh, he's overacting. He's like, no, his character is fucked up. Like, he's literally lost his mind. Like, you imagine being burned up like that. 40% of your body's covered in burns, and like you're having to deal with this, newfound, existence. You're not gonna be the same person.
Well, also
you're relying on a especially when your bitch is telling me, he's like, bitch, I got 2 hours till my face melts. I gotta get sex now.
That's also what you're talking about too. Is that a little bit before that he was a little bit over the top and cheesy too. But the way he said he saw the character was like as a Phantom of the Opera type, over dramatic type character. Yeah. Not that you add that into the fact that they wanted an over dramatized comic book type feel, a Batman Forever type feel, only actually good and cultish. But when one of the beginning scenes when he figures out the skin, he's like, it's the dark. He like turns around and goes to a table and the light hits him perfectly in the eyes and he's like, what is it about the darkness? What secret does it hold? And you're like, this is awesome. I love it. It's bad, but it's awesome.
And by the way, I was going to say, this young Liam Neeson right here, the way that
his first action movie.
Before Taken, he has skills. But pull back a little bit on the craziness and the Sam Raimi-ishness of it. I would see Liam Neeson in the scientist role. He would have been a pretty good Bruce Banner.
Yes. I thought that as soon as it said scientist, I was like, I see.
He would have been a great Bruce Banner.
But that's the problem people have with this. People want realism, and I get that, and that's fine. And this movie, it doesn't have a good realistic take. Like you said, the emotion's there, but you think about the world that they put that in. That emotion goes into this over-the-type, hypersensitive, crazy, like scientific type stuff that doesn't actually exist type world, and he acted perfectly for the movie. I thought it was great. I thought it was super underrated.
I think I remember when I was a kid when I went and rented this movie. I think that they even actually put this in horror, which I guess you could kind of consider weird as horror. Did you? But like when he put the hat on, he's like, "See the dancing freak. It's only $5." It was kind of freaky in a way. And it was like when he's in the hospital and he has a flashback and he sees himself in like the gesture hat.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's scary. It was just like, what? Yeah. It was just because you didn't know what was going to happen.
They had the balls to go to that weird place. But did you ever play the game?
Darkman?
Like on NES?
I didn't know they had a Darkman.
Dude, they had a game, and you would like the camera, because you remember that one scene where he's taking pictures of Francis McDormand? He's taking pictures. You would have to spy on people, and the camera would be moving. It's like the Call of Duty sniper. The camera would be moving, and you have to capture certain pictures. It was a badass game for all its quirks, but the thing about this, and Frances McDormand, let's talk about her, his girlfriend. Fuck that chick. Fuck that chick, man. Bitch. Dude, they didn't want her to be that. They wanted her to be the strong character that you could root for. No. But the dude's been dead for like 30 seconds, and the guy who's responsible for getting him killed is like, we should dance. And she's like, I don't know. Okay. But what the fuck?
They did allude to the fact that she told Peyton that she never fucked him. She said that he comforted him, and I respect him for his comfort, but I never did, like...
But then when you heard him tell the story, it was a different story.
Yeah, he was like, I thought she's like, we have to end this. And I was like, and then...
What is there to end?
Yeah, and then I was like, and he's all burned up and shit, and he was like, he didn't even ask her when he had his mask on. He was like, would you love me if I was horribly scarred and all this? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, you fucking whore. I was like, obviously you're not a fucking true lover. I was like, that's like somebody asking you if you're in a relationship, a serious relationship, and he's like, what when I get like fat and old and ugly and wrinkly and fucking, handlebars for days, are you gonna still love me? And that'd be like your girl be like, fuck no, I'd go find somebody hotter.
Yeah, it says she does that even at the end when like everything's been laid out on the table and he's like, I don't think I could be with you because I don't want to put you through this, because he's been the good dude through the whole movie. Yeah. He's been like the quintessential great guy. She doesn't even do the she could have easily been like, you know what, I don't care what you look like, we'll figure it out together and I'll stick by your side. She could have said that. Instead she goes, I just wish things were the way they were. And it's like, you're trying to be the good guy, but you're being an asshole.
I would have been like, I just wish I could go back to the day that I thought you weren't sluts. So that's what I wish I could. Yeah. But the fact, like, I will give her credit at the end. She, like, I mean, yeah, I saw what you're talking about at the end, but I also see in the way that she said that, yes, that line, either it was delivered poorly or it should have been in the movie. But she was trying, because when she said, she shouldn't have said, when she was hugging him and he runs away and then he's like, Peyton is dead and he runs off. The thing is,
I think she wanted to find him.
I know, and she chased after him.
I don't think she wanted to find him.
Well, she chased after him.
I think she half-hearted wanted to show that she was finding him.
I mean, I don't know. I would have gone all the way to an industrial park or wherever she did. But the thing is, I think that Peyton realized at that moment, he was like, I love her too much, I'm not going to put her through this pain. Because she'd already expressed grotesqueness or like not like his grotesque experience, she already expressed like disgust with it.
Yeah.
One of these like you take off your bandage, and be like, ew, like you don't want to see that, you don't want to do that. But I understand maybe it was just a shock that she'd never seen him. But he had no lips.
I don't know.
I
didn't forgive. It's just like the chick from The Walking Dead. Like I don't care if you thought he was dead. You don't sleep with his best friend, and she didn't sleep with his best friend, but she slept with the guy who was responsible for getting him killed.
Yeah.
Like and her character was all over the place.
She didn't know that.
She knew when she had the conversation with him about the papers. He was
but
like,
she didn't know. But she didn't know he got. But he didn't. She didn't know he was involved with Durant.
Garbage juice.
But let's speak of Durant. Durant, I love Durant. I think Durant is cool as shit. I think he's fucking vicious. And by the way, we're talking about superhero stuff. I'm just going crazy with this. Be a good Lex Luthor. Mm-hmm. Durant would have been a vicious Lex Luthor. He's got that tenacity about him that when he walks to the room and shit, he's just fucking like, you know, I'm here to do business and I don't give a shit if I gotta hurt you to do it. And that's exactly. And you know, he's like when he was talking to Liam Neeson's character Peyton, he's like, you know, where's the memorandum? And he was like, what memorandum? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, that's unfortunate. And he was like, you know, clipping his cigarette. I'm like, I thought he was a great bad guy.
He was a great bad guy. He was good, and Sam Raimi's brother was good as a creepy kind of bad guy.
Yeah.
And then that whole, like, the whole finger chopping scene, I like that because he has, like, a little Bond type trademark to him. I like him, and the best part about him in this movie is, like, even when he's not Liam Neeson wearing his face, he just looks like uncomfortable in his own skin, like someone else is wearing his face.
He would look like the guy that would be the dad of somebody that fucking just doesn't want to bring anybody home because he'd be like, what the fuck's you about? Like, what are you doing? And I think that Liam Neeson also showed several different facets of this character. I mean, he played, and I think if anything else, like if I were him, I'd put this down on my resume because you had to show facets of like, you know, comedy, you had to show facets of drama, action, all that stuff in one movie, and he did it perfectly because, like, you know, like the comedy part when it's so stupid and corny, but when he was like, "You've got to be shitting me," when he, you know, and then he, you know, he's hanging on the helicopter, he hits that skylight, and then he was like, "Oh, excuse me," and you know, it's cool as shit.
Yeah, if you don't know Sam Raimi's style and you don't know his movies and you go into expecting like a serious die-hard action movie, then I could see how somebody could be like, "Oh, that sucks. He sucks as an actor or whatever." But it was supposed to be that way. It was supposed to be really operatic and over the top and dramatic and noir, and I love this movie for what it was. It gets a little bit boring towards the middle. It gets a little bit redundant to me. I still give it a 7.5, like hardcore 7.5, close to an 8 for me. I think Darkman's a badass movie, and it's a cool, original movie. I mean, it's Sam Raimi's created a superhero for a movie, and it turned out to be this awesomeness that we have. So
I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I fucking love this movie. Like I said, I bought all three of them. I thought that what Sam Raimi did with it was something new and different and original. And I don't think he bowed to the studio's fucking pressure in the way that they wanted him probably to shoot this. Because they were talking about the Batmans and the Shadow and what they wanted to bank on. They wanted to make this clean-cut kind of dude. And he was like, no, I want to make my own guy. I want to make him, like, weird. I want to make him like a Bruce Campbell would be in this movie. By the way, Bruce Campbell has an appearance in it, which is cool at the end.
Badass.
And, but he's like, no, I just want to make this great little film that, you know, maybe somebody will love it, maybe somebody will want. Maybe somebody get my sense of humor, maybe people won't. I don't know. But I know that the only bad thing is, like, the music's kind of cheesy in some of the ways. That
Danny Elfman, though. Danny Elfman did
I love Danny Elfman. And that's what I'm talking about. But it was cheesy in the way that they were shooting it sometimes because it felt like the Dick Tracy RoboCop kind of satire, and it kind of felt like it didn't fit. It doesn't look amazing. It looks kind of B-movie-ish now, but back then it looked great. And I think that they couldn't have, other than Bruce Campbell, which I would have loved to see his take on Darkman, you couldn't have picked a better actor to portray this. So I'm going to give it an 8.5. I think that anybody worth anything that should see this movie, and I would definitely put it in a superhero echelon.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt that it's a superhero movie.
And that leads me to my question of the day for you guys is, if you watch this far, you definitely know and love this movie. So my question is, what do you guys think? If you could go back in time, would you rather see Bruce Campbell do it, or would you keep it as Liam Neeson?
Bruce Campbell. I mean, those I would say that. I just want to see Bruce Campbell. I mean, back then, like that little ending, like dude,
his whole career could have been different.
But yeah, the little ending scene he had, and
maybe not.
Well, it might have been because he never really he's known for Ash.
Yeah.
But you know that little ending scene when he's walking away, he's looking back at her, and he expressed emotion, like kind of like a longing, and I could see that in his face, and I think that Bruce Campbell, given the right director and the right script and the right circumstances, could have been one of the most amazing actors.
What I think would have been really cool is if they kept him as Bruce Campbell and Bruce Campbell played his character in the sequels. That would have been bad.
I would have. I just think that Bruce Campbell would have knocked this out of the park.
I think it would have been great too. I think
Liam Neeson's still amazing though. I mean,
Yeah.
you could have asked for a better actor.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted.
And it totally went underrated because its proof is in the pudding. Pudding.
Look at Cosby.
Pudding pop.
Pudding pops.
The proof's in the pudding. Like when you look at it, Liam Neeson did this movie. Nobody recognized him as an action star. Later on, Taken comes out, and we're like, how do we not know Liam Neeson was such a great action
That's the thing.
star?
Darkman gets lost in the folds of time.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody remembers it. Like if you say Darkman, like what the fuck is that? Well, like, that's Darkman.
That's our review for it, you fucks!
Hey, by the way, we're just gonna let you know we're everybody and nobody.
We're the Darkman. But follow us at We Watch Movie on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. We put videos on there that you don't see here. Comment below. Let us know how you feel, just in general.
Yeah, just how you doing?
How's your holidays?
How's it going?
What's up with
You
you?
have good turkey?
And click that subscribe button if you're new to this channel and get some wham up in you
Stuffing.
in the darkness. In one ring to bind them all.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.